The only true map of the Earth.
Alright, before we go any further, I have to give a disclaimer so this does not get taken down. This video was made strictly for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered factual. We simply point out patterns and things that we notice. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and say the whole damn video is scripted. Alright, now that we've satisfied the guidelines, let's get into it. Welcome to history class. My name is Katie and today I will be your teacher. But don't worry, I'm going to teach you about the true history of our world. You know, our hidden history. The history that they don't teach you about in the history books or in school. I bet a lot of you didn't know that you have gone your entire lives without seeing a real representation of our Earth in a map. Yeah, you heard me correctly. I am willing to guarantee that regardless of your age, you have lived up until this point without seeing an actual representation of the Earth that we live in, represented in any type of map. And that's because every map that the government gives us is either distorted or messed with. Yet there has been an actual map that has depicted an actual true image of the Earth that we all live on. And it has been directly above our heads for our entire lives. Only problem is all of us are too distracted with our phones to actually look up. This is the moon that we look at every day. Only thing is, it probably has never occurred to you that in order to understand the Earth that we live on, all you need to do is look at the moon. I will explain to you now what it is exactly that you are looking at and how come you don't see it. The surface image of the moon contains a map of the Earth. In fact, it seems to be the only true map that we have ever been given. It is mirrored, distorted, and stretched. However, it is beyond a shadow of a doubt a reflection of the map of the Earth, depicting all of the continents and their right size proportions. It takes a little while for you to adjust your mind to be able to see it, because you are trying to reprogram an entire life of indoctrination. But once you see it, it is undeniable. And you may even realize that this is not the first time that you are seeing this map depicted. The UN has been using this map as their official logo for a very long time. Someone isn't telling us the truth. While studying the moon map, a lot of people have noticed that it depicts extra land masses that are not accounted for in our 2023 updated Earth map. These extra land masses account for the lost civilizations known as Atlantis and Lemuria. It is definitely a very interesting bit of history that I can guarantee that you were not taught as a child, or even as a young adult. And this concludes today's hidden history lesson. Please let us know your thoughts and opinions about this video in the comment section.
This here represents the surface of life. Surface. And we see
An example of why they say reading.
More footage of the map of the world on the moon.
So you wanted more footage of the map of the world on the surface of the moon, huh? Well, you're gonna get just that, but first let me give a disclaimer so this video doesn't get taken down. This video was made strictly for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered factual. We simply point out patterns and things that we notice. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and say the whole damn video is scripted. Alright, now let's get into it. So we got a comment asking for more footage of the moon. So here is some more footage of the moon surface morphing into the world map so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. And at the end, we're gonna go over the map and the continents and kind of break down it. So hopefully you can get a better picture of what I'm saying. Hopefully this video helps. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking for now and let you just enjoy the footage. But please make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Finally, a real reflection of what our Earth actually looks like. We have both the known world and the extra land that has been unexplored by us, as well as ancient civilizations, which I noted in my previous video. A huge shout out to Sturgios, since he is the only reason we even have this map. Sturgios put a lot of work into this map. He even went down to the smallest minute detail. He has mapped out time zones, seasons, flight paths, and distances. The first true representation of our world in a map, and it is of the utmost importance, primarily due to the unknown landmasses over here. Sturgios named them Terra Vista after a landmass of the same name. But why have we never heard of this island? At least I haven't, have you? Anyways, Sturgios' presentation of our known world here marks the 5 prominent circles of latitude. We can see the Arctic Circle, the tropics, the equator, and the Antarctic Circle. And Sturgios has mapped the sun's concentric journey around these circles of latitude, mapping seasons and time zones with the utmost precision and accuracy. It's crazy. Another huge shout out to Sturgio's because he definitely deserves it. So now that I've broken it down a little bit more and given you some additional longer footage to look at, is it getting easier for you to see the world map reflected onto the moon's surface? Or maybe some of you still think I'm crazy. But hey, opinions are like buttholes, everybody's gotta have one, right? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. And as always, make sure you like, follow, and share for more videos just like this.
Moon.
You guys want to hear some facts? We're being distracted from what's about to happen to us. While across the river, the pond, they're getting ready for war. Russia and China. This was back in March. I remember when China, March 1st, had a draft. Everyone had to sign up for the draft unless you were a woman that was pregnant or a child. But y'all forgot about all that. You know why you forgot about that? Because we've been distracted by Trump, UAP disclosure, Hunter Biden, our skies on fire from Canadian wildfires. Think about the things that have happened of distraction. Then watch this video.
To show you is arguably the biggest story in the world right now. The United States just announced it's getting ready for a war with China and Putin at the same time for a very important reason. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin are about to completely alter the international power structure and the monetary system. This is why they're getting ready for war. No other reason. The biggest story in the world happened this week in Moscow, and your mainstream media ignored it. This week, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin signed 14 different documents in their face-to-face meeting. The biggest had to do with trade and currency. It's perhaps the biggest story in the world right now, but again, the U.S. media was obsessed with something else.
He could be days away from becoming the first former president to be indicted.
Donald Trump is under multiple criminal inquiries. The media wants you distracted from the U.S. banking crisis and the decline of the U.S. dollar. Saudi Arabia and Iran, Sunni and Shiite Muslim, are sworn enemies. They hate each other, and yet China just brokered a peace deal between them. Yes, China did that, not the United States. And then this week, Saudi Arabia openly talking about settling their oil trades in the Chinese currency yuan. This would replace the U.S. dollar. They would replace the petrodollar, the U.S. dollar that we use as a hammer to sanction any country we like. If the U.S. doesn't like you and wants to sanction you, they can, because if you want oil, you'll need to pay with the U.S. dollar to settle that transaction. Imagine if the U.S. can't threaten you with dollars anymore. All they have left are weapons, and there's nothing more dangerous than a person losing power.
And guess what? Iran is now settling trade in the digital yuan, no longer the American dollar. But you don't know that because we're worried about UAP disclosure, Trump indictments, Hunter Biden indictments, impeach Biden. When a world reserve currency is taken over, guys, do you know what ensues after that? Do you guys know what happens when that happens? War. A world war. It's called a corporate hostile takeover. Every war is a banker's war. Go down the history of money. Since you think I'm fear-mongering, go get educated and then come back and tell me if I'm lying. What to happen to us while across the river.
The moon is not a physical object, it's a translucent plasma luminary. That's why you can see the blue sky through its dark spots in the daytime. I'm going to show you how this is possible before your cognitive dissonance removes any remaining intelligence left beyond your programmed view of reality.
With this piece I made of resin, I will show you the dome as seen in our firmament. Here are your stars, nothing more than bubbles, maybe contains gas or not. But only thing is an external light or a torch. There you have on your left the sun, and there you have on your right the moon. Very clearly you can see the yellow sun with daylight and white like in the night. If I turn it in correct angle, there you have your day and night. Do you see it? If I want to make an eclipse, I only have to put the light in a determined way and the two will combine. Boom, eclipses. All right, this is a simple way so you can understand how I see the firmament. Now you can come up with your excuses. There you can see two lights, yellow for the day as sun, white for the night as moon. There you have it.
Follow Unbind Your Mind and subscribe to my YouTube for more like this. The moon object, it's a translucent plasma luminary.
Hey people, did you see this? Rocks falling from the sky in Romania? Yeah, hail, but stones. And it looks like there's more to this than just a freak storm. After this clip, I'll tell you.
Nobody dead.
That was Romania, but they got something else going on there. Mysterious sounds, booms in the sky, something like sonic booms, have been happening in Romania, and they're freaking people out. Of course it's freaking people out. Sonic booms and rocks falling from the sky? What could it mean? Now I'm not saying it's from the Bible's Book of Revelations, but it sure does match up with some of it. I mean, just pause this and read it for yourself. Strange stuff's going on in the world, Booshkis, and not just in the US of A, but everywhere. And people are getting legitimately freaked out. Tell me what you think in my comment section, peeps. Shabadoo, Booshkis, shabadoo. Hey people, did you see this? Rocks falling from the sky in Romania? Yeah.
The comments.
Just when you thought you've seen it all, you come across another fruit or vegetable that's been made. These have been made. What are these? Lemonade apples? Meet your new favorite apple. It's telling you right here. Go to lemonadeapple.com, man. In case you didn't know, Granny Smiths are made. Also highly bred up for their size and sugar content. Organic or not, these things have been created, just like your lemonade apples. Grapefruits have been made. Lemons have been made. And now they're seedless. Pineapples were made. These bananas were made from baby bananas that used to be found in nature. Garlic was made. Those who get mad about nothing being real, onions, God made. Limes, if there's no seeds and they're this big, they were made. Tomatoes, if they're this big, they've been made. That way. Potatoes were made. They were made with a chemical called starch. You ever heard of it? Raises your blood sugars, causes a bunch of issues in your body. Just when you thought you've seen it all, you come across...
Guess what? You already know.
See, I said looking at clouds, but y'all started looking at the sun. But since y'all want to see the sun, I actually did record the sun. And before I even roll the clip for the impatient people, I'm gonna just go ahead and show you the sun being leveled with the clouds. And I ain't scared of nothing that come with it. So don't be telling me like, be careful, they watching you, bro. They watching all of us, bro. Stop being cowards.
Trying to tell people for years, man. You can see it. You don't gotta be in the plane. Stars too. Some of them. Bunch of them.
For the people saying don't show your face, obviously, if I posted without my face on it, or without letting y'all know I recorded it, then it would just be like I found another video off TikTok. And where's the proof? I'm the proof. That's my point. See, I said...
My theory on petrified giants. Whatever happened to them most probably happened fast and simultaneously. Now, do I believe that they are 100% petrified? And the answer is yes and no. If giants are real, like the Bible, Dead Sea Scrolls, and other literature defines, they were not born of the same flesh like me and you, so I think they were only stopped but not destroyed. And these pink salt mines and these flesh-looking stones are part of their bodies harvested from the earth. And for us to deny the similarities that this was once some living tissue, when pictures and video show layer by layer the truth. My theory on petrified giants. Whatever happened to them most probably happened fast.
This time. Whoo, TikTok. Okay, you gotta walk down this rabbit hole with me. They keep taking my video down, so I gotta be careful what I say or how I say it. But walk down this rabbit hole with me. I'm telling you, these are the facts. Let me pitch myself down to the little guy. We back in Hawaii. We are back in Hawaii. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. This might be a long video, but look at this picture. Pulverization. Look at everything here. Pulverization. Nothing is left. Nothing is left. Watch this. Look at that. Pulverized. Look at this vehicle. Look at the building behind it. You see the waterfront right there. Look at this. Let's talk about it. What fire do you know burns this hot? This hot. What fire have you ever seen burn this hot? What it seems like that everything burned at the exact same temperature. What fire you know consistently burns at the exact same temperature in this range, this broad. TikTok. Watch this. Complete pulverization. Nothing left. What fire you know burns this hot? Oh, it gets more interesting. Look at all these vehicles. They are all literally melted to the ground. This is block after block after block after block after block. Look at these vehicles. Melted. That's aluminum and steel and concrete. But pay attention to the... Watch this. I have to watch what I say. The motors melted. The motors in these cars have melted. Do you know what it takes to melt? You know how much heat it takes to melt an entire motor on every car? Every single car looks like this. That means the temperature was consistent all the way through. What fire you know does that? Block after block after block after block. Look at these vehicles. There is no way that a fire did this. That right there is the wheel of the car melted. The aluminum wheels on all of these cars were melting and going into the sewer systems and all through the street. Look at that. Do you know it takes at least over 1,500 degrees to melt aluminum, I believe, over 1,000 degrees? Look at that. What fire you know burns that? Every single car, though, every car melted like this. Look, another car. See the aluminum wheel right there to the left of the car? See that puddle? That's a puddle of melted aluminum. Another car with a motor melted. The entire... Look at that. What fire consistently burns at that temperature, at that range, for that far. Look at that. That's a whole puddle from 2 wheels melting, 3, 4 wheels. A puddle. See the consistency? This is block after block after block. What fire you know burns above concrete? Listen about that. What kept the fire burning that thick above the concrete around all these cars? Now pay attention to this picture. Something that burned that hot crossed the street and didn't burn the lines? Concrete can be pulverized at 300 to 500 degrees. Aluminum and steel melts at over 1,000 degrees. What happens here? This looks like the fire had direct energy. Direct. That's the key word here. Direct. And we don't even know how wide direct energy can be applied in these fires. Because the fires is the direct energy I'm talking about. This is the other side of the street. So you mean to tell me that the fire crossed the street and just skipped over these lines? These perfectly good lines. Consistently, the temperature was consistent all over the place except certain places. And look at all them trees back there still standing. Make it make sense, TikTok?
Powers that be. You need to stop buying fake food at Walmart. If the corn syrup and sugar being the first 2 ingredients doesn't bother you enough, they're putting traces of tilapia in your fake food. Do you understand? Traces of a fake fish in your fake food. Watch this video.
When was the last time we checked in on Great Value brand at Walmart? Because I have some concerns.
No, because I thought y'all were screwing with me. But just wait. Unopened bag of Great Value marshmallows. May contain traces of tilapia. Then I go to my syrup because I saw a comment about syrup. May contain traces of anchovies. Now I gotta deep clean my pantry because I need to know what other Great Value items are unhinged. Y'all. Not only is there anchovies in my damn mashed potatoes, but there's trout, whitefish, and clams.
Stop eating
this
fake
is ridiculous.
This ain't real, man.
We're declaring this tonight.
Shit's getting weird. Part infinity. Alright, a bunch of y'all tagged me in this video and I was like, what am I seeing here? I saw that and I was like, what the hell is that? I don't know what that is. Never seen that before. Looked in the comments and people were saying that it's like a mosquito release cloud. And I was like, what's a mosquito release cloud? And then that sent me down a rabbit hole! So, this is what I found.
Inside boxes like these on the Florida Keys, a possible key to what scientists hope will slow an invasive and dangerous mosquito species. They're called Aedes aegypti and are known to carry diseases like Zika, dengue, and yellow fever, the females spreading infection with their bites.
In the Keys, they make up just about 4% of the mosquito population, but are responsible for virtually all of the mosquito-borne disease transmission to humans.
The potential solution starts at Oxytec's lab, where tiny eggs are injected with a modified DNA strain, ultimately producing mosquitoes that have what's called a self-limiting gene. Only the male offspring can survive past an early stage, The boys, unlike their female counterparts, do not bite.
They run out of females to mate with, and that's how you bring the population down.
This week, Oxitec began the process of releasing 140,000 male eggs in 6 locations along the Keys. That is part of a live experiment greenlit by the EPA. Though some environmentalists are crying foul.
Genetic engineered organisms are not something that we can control. Evolution will find its own way.
This isn't disrupting anything within the environment naturally?
We haven't seen that, no, and we are targeting the Aedes aegypti that is invasive.
The company says similar projects in Brazil led to a 94% reduction of the targeted mosquito population and point out their research is peer-reviewed. Locally, residents buzzing about benefits and risks of unexpected consequences.
My gut feeling says it's probably not a good thing.
Talk about gut feeling. Stuff like this gives me bubble guts. Listen, I don't want to minimize science. Science is necessary when science is necessary. They just be fucking with too much shit for my liking. Genetically modified mosquitoes doesn't sound like a good thing. Because how do you control it when it's out? You know what I mean? In a lab, it's a controlled setting, but how can you control every aspect when it's out? I don't know. Pero tengo una preguntita. Muy chiquitita.
Keep my day job, stop singing. You sure it didn't make you a little moist over there, SEO? I think you got a little moist. I believe you got a little moist. I have, Jeff. I have not tried to do that. I don't like the fumes. They smell bad. And they're not healthy for you. I probably shouldn't have been smelling them. Okay, that chip ain't coming off. We done with that. Thank you, Priscilla. Sometimes people be like, they just get a little moist and then they want you to stop. Because they want, the show must go on, but they can't. His legs was over there shaking and whatnot. He never felt this way about a man before. He questioning himself. Is this what I've been missing my whole life? Yes, this is what you've been missing your whole life.
Now I know y'all been wondering where the hell I been. Shit, I've been wondering where the hell I been too. Y'all remember this last video I made? This shit got me in trouble. They sent me a message so motherfucking hard, I got off TikTok for goddamn 2 months. Voluntarily. I just wanted to make sure they know that I received the message. See, first I had some people hit me up like,
you need to calm down talking about that chemtrail shit.
But I was like, bitch, you calm down. I ain't scared of these niggas. The next day, I walked outside and seen an X above my house. It was that moment I realized, oh, these bitches ain't playing. And I shut my ass up immediately. Y'all think I'm bullshitting, huh?
You know where this X is right here? X marks the spot, right above my house type shit.
Come on, get your ass in here.
Yeah, I just hope this shit like once.
Now for those of y'all that ain't seen this video, go back through my timeline and watch it. And keep in mind, this shit happened a day after. Please like, share, and drop a comment. Am I tripping? Or is this just shit?
Hey guys, this is a video that was shared to me by an Instagram account, and I will have the person here. The content of this is that there's a concert of La Lana del Rey in Mexico, and there is rumors that this concert has links to the Illuminati and satanic groups. But during the middle of the concert, this happens. They get hit by a big wave. and almost half of the people there fell to the ground. Here is 3 videos that I was able to find right now about this. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. It's very interesting. Pay close attention. It was shared to me.
So this is where we are. You got sports, religion, medical, government, legal, education, media, entertainment, Netflix. All of this is meant to program you to keep you down here. Then you got the Masonic Order, Illuminati, you got the Vatican, Jesuit Order, and they all follow. And then they also worship. This is why I tell you not to eat meat, because who they worship? The Canaanites, cannibalism. You're participating in cannibalism. That's why you should not eat meat. And that's why you're not supposed to eat meat. If you want to ascend to the highest, you need to abstain from flesh. I have over 2,000 books that are being put into the celestial court, and it's taking me forever. This is what I've uploaded so far. You want to learn how to become a shaman? I got everything on shamanism. Like, this is all the occult stuff that you need for whatever it is you want to do. You want to learn black magic? I highly recommend that you don't tap into those things. But at the same time, if you educate yourself, you will understand how it's being used against you so you can overcome it. Okay, you have to study all aspects. And like, we're just getting in there. So this is where we are.
So how many people thought that this blue umbrella, these Tommy Bahama umbrellas, did you know that's all they are? It's just regular old Tommy Bahama. But these blue umbrellas aren't the most shocking discovery of blue items that weren't burnt in the fire. Yeah, there's one way more obvious, way more suspect, and it makes a lot of sense why this is happening.
So this is the only Wi-Fi truck in all of the Napili Shopping Center. The third biggest hub on the west side, now that Lahaina is gone. The most people here, and this is the Wi-Fi. Why do they not want you to communicate with the rest of the world on the west side of Maui right now?
I'll tell you why, because of people like Captain Chris exposing that why are the supply lines blockaded. He has to go by boat with his local Kanakas and the local Hawaiians, exposing government blocking supply lines. That's just one thing. Maybe it's because of this gentleman who exposed he was on the highway driving and the cops routed him into Front Street and then blocked all the streets behind him. And you know what he had to do? Turn around, because there was no getting out of it. He had to drive around the cops illegally. They didn't want him to. They were trying to route him back into that crap, but this gentleman said in my previous videos, they blocked every street. Boom, boom, boom. Weird. He broke loose, went around them, and they chased him to his house. He didn't think nothing of it. He doesn't realize yet. It hasn't dawned on him yet what they did. But he knows that they corralled the people. He states it. They corralled the people. He just believes because people are good-hearted that this is just orders that's accidental. Does it seem accidental to you people out there? Well, it gets way worse. Watch this one. Look at this. A shirt store. Watch.
I see it. Shirts survived.
Many shirts.
Bad boy.
With the
Bad boy.
price tags on them. Still.
Come on, bad boy, bad boy, bad boy, bad boy. Come on.
A shirt that says Sista Revolution. Hard to believe, huh? The whole building goes down. The whole street goes down, and then these shirts survive somehow. The Sista Revolution. A lot of them. It's crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna auction these shirts off. The last surviving apparel from Maui. These are gonna go auctioned.
Here's what you should do with those shirts. Keep them for evidence. You're gonna need it. You need a forensic audit going on. Why? This is why.
What if there's more to it? Let's delve into the science of lasers, or as they're ominously termed, DEWs. Why? Because there's something interesting about a specific shade of blue in these energy beams. Here's the science. Certain energy rays interact differently with various colors on the spectrum. Some colors are more resistant or reflective, protecting underlying materials from harm. Remember those untouched umbrellas amidst the Lahaina devastation? Skyscraping trees untouched by disaster can be explained away. But how do you justify these seemingly
I said that's why I wanted to go out to my mom's.
invincible umbrellas?
Not the umbrellas, the shirts. With a building imploded on itself, look at it, there's nothing left. But there's blue shirts. Their tags are left because they were in between the shirts, obviously, right? I mean, who doesn't have the chills running up their spine right now from seeing these shirts come out of a flattened structure? Blue shirts. Just look at everything. Just put all the pieces together. I just want you to know that you owe this to yourself to see the truth. Because if you turn a blind eye when truth is slapping you in the face, then you are consenting to what they're doing to these people. And the biggest truth of all is that there's no more fence to straddle. It's done. Because next time it's your town. And next time it's your child. And next time it's your business. And next time it's your community that's lost. So it is up to you, because nobody can exercise your free will. Nobody can align with the truth but you. Nobody can spread the message that you can, because you are placed here right now for this very time, for this very purpose, to stand up. You feel it in your heart, don't you? Everybody does. I know everybody does, because you can feel it in the air. Everybody knows something's wrong. It's going on worldwide, these fires. And how can anyone explain this? There's nothing that can explain these blue shirts in a collapsed, imploded, totally destroyed building. Let's look at the building as we're walking back up. So this is the building. There ain't nothing left. There are the shirts right there. How is it possible? It's not just this. It's not just the umbrellas. Things that didn't burn. This guy's account right here is now being stalked and harassed. I wonder by who? All for his drone footage. Did you know that? The gentleman putting out all this drone footage is now being stalked, harassed, is in fear for his safety, for his family. Not for himself. He wants to speak the truth. He knows what it is. He knows it's dangerous, but he's doing it anyways. But look at that. Unscathed. Or that. How is that possible? Everybody knows this blue car. You know that blue car? People kept saying to me, that car was drove there. It wasn't drove there. That car ended there. Oh look, there's one more blue car over there. But I'm gonna have to say that these blue t-shirts, amongst this rubble from this shirt store, clearly because it has brand new tags on it, so that was someone's store. Now those are the most obvious thing I've ever seen. It got the umbrella smoked out because it was literally in the rubble. Parts of it were smoking, but majority of the shirts were just fine. How is that possible? How is it possible? How do we, as a people, right? We have this brain. God gave us this brain. It has a responsibility. The responsibility is what? To exercise your rights. That's what your responsibility is. Because anything else is consenting to what's playing around you. Maybe we've been indoctrinated to listen, to follow orders like we're seeing all over the place. Have you seen all the order following that people are just like, I'm only following orders? It makes a lot of sense how a lot of tragedies and genocides have happened over the history. Look at this one. This is in Canada.
Definitely
Canada.
a problem. I am feeding the whole town right now.
I've been ordered not to let anyone cross the bridge, so you can go through CSRD and see if they'll let you through, but right now you're not allowed to cross the bridge.
The spot fires aren't on my property, but the 100 acres
that's
of
where
the liability issue comes in.
When I can't get I also just want to know, so if I walk across right now,
Where are you going?
so I'm going to be arrested if I go across that bridge. So who just told me that I can walk? So I'm literally cannot get over there. Why are we wasting these resources right now on this? This is...
That's just the way it is. It happened and nobody's allowed to cross the bridge.
Okay, what has happened exactly? And so you were instructed to stop everyone who comes across this bridge?
Correct.
And so for what reason?
I was given an order and I'm following that order.
Okay, what is the order exactly?
To not let anyone across the bridge.
That's your official position. Push that behind where if there is a fire that happens and it comes straight to my place, like you don't understand, like yeah, save your house, but when that bush is behind and I can run out there with a shovel and buckets of water and put out 30 spot fires in a day, when I save that old lady's house, I can save 10 people's house. Possibly be in the way of wildfires or other firefighting opportunities. There is nobody out here besides us.
At least they had some water to fight. So I'm sure he's gonna say, hey, I'm just following orders. Well, I have something to tell you. We the people, we'd like to follow you too. At least prison for a lifetime sentence. That's the least you deserve. A lot of people may think, oh, this is all coincidence. Except it ain't. Except it led to so much loss of life, following orders, it caused death, or violate people's rights like you're seeing in Canada, or here right now. It's here right now too. Maui, they're giving out permission slips just to travel from different parts of the island. And I'm not talking about Lahaina, this is just any town. If you're gonna travel in Maui, you need a permission slip now, and people are lining up. You don't have to, guys. Maybe it's just, you know, everybody has to figure out what's going on, go through this as an experience, but I'm telling you, this is a violation of your rights. No different than them not letting you put your house out. No different than it is your right to have water to fend for fires. They can't just turn off the water. If they do, they only get away with it if we do nothing.
We were fighting. We felt like we were winning. We were keeping it at bay, keeping it off of the properties. The water shut off. The firemen that were patrolling couldn't refill their trucks.
The president, within 6 hours, met our needs with the federal movement. 6 hours. I don't think that's ever happened.
Well, let's get right into this. Everybody who wants to know the truth, here you go. Type this in, Governor Josh Green, Agenda 2030. Want to know how they can implement this worldwide? Want to know how they can implement this worldwide? Want to know how they can turn off the water in Canada in some location and also turn the water off in Maui in some locations? How is all this possible? Let me show you. Governor Green goes to United Nations to talk about Hawaii. Oh, except he was the keynote speaker for this right here, Agenda 2030. You know, the one where you'll own nothing and be happy? The government just needs to tax you for climate change, even though they can't solve world hunger? Read the article. Invest into yourself. The speakers who were invited to help implement the United Nations Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals in 2030. He was the keynote speaker, Governor Josh Green. And isn't he acting like one? Yes, he is. It's happening right now in real time. And what are you going to do about it is the real question. Nothing changes until we the people stand together, united, not divided. This is what brings change. It is by you and me, and we the people. If you have a soul, I'm talking to you. So how many people thought that this blue umbrella
or the rainbow circle halo that you see around this sun, this is one of the most important things going on in our realm or on our planet right now that you should know about? I'm gonna tell you why it's so important. You have to know that all of us, when we grow up, what do we get taught about looking at the sun? We all get taught to never look at the sun because it'll blind you, right? Number two, this guy right here and his whole plan to dim the sun or block out the sun using clouds. Do you think that they're trying to do that to help us out? I'm gonna tell you this, the ancients would never approve blocking out the sun. Why? I wanted to find out what everybody believed in before religion came into play, because there are way too many religions. Not everybody could be right. So before there were a whole bunch of different religions, what did everybody believe in? What I found was every single civilization across the entire planet worshiped the sun as God. What they wrote was the sun is the physical manifestation of God in this realm or on earth. And when you think about it, bro, let there be light. The sun was first. Now I was doing some research on the sun halos or the rainbow rings around the sun. And this is what it said, more fear tactics. Look, sun halos themselves are not harmful to observe. However, it is important to avoid looking directly at the sun as its intense rays can damage the eye. Somebody doesn't want you to ever look at the sun. It gets deeper. I've came across pictures that people have took of the ring around the sun as far back as 10 years ago. But the further you look back, the more rare that the pictures are to find. Once it hits 2019 and 2020, that's when the pictures start popping up everywhere. People are all over the place taking pictures, wondering what it is.
Well, guys, I've been here since the last millennium, last century, and many, many decades, and I have never witnessed nothing like this. Grandpa prepared me for a ring around the moon, and that meant that there was storms coming. But he never prepared me for what a ring around the sun means. And it is a full, perfect ring around the sun. April 20th, 420,
I'm about to bring it around full circle for you, watch, because it gets deeper. I know y'all have heard about this. In 2012, there was supposed to be a mass awakening. People talk about it all the time, about how Earth is shifting from 3D to 5D. The entire consciousness, the vibration of our planet is raising. That's because of this. The energy that the sun is giving off is what's creating that. The sun is radiating new energy that will raise all of our vibrations. And when you look at the sun, it raises your vibration. It heals your vessel. It stimulates your third eye. This is why they told you to never look at it. In 2020 is when the pictures of the rainbow rings around the sun started popping up everywhere. What happened in 2020? Now, some people think that these were meant to really help you and keep you healthy, or could it have been to stop the mass awakening, stop everyone's
I want to see what is going on. The weight, yo. Like, what if they are actually giant? I'm only 5 foot nothing, okay? But I want you guys to see how big this girl is.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, you got the thank you account. She said you had nice hair.
Like, what is the purpose of this, and this? There's no way that this is just to hold up this structure. You know what I mean? Like, what? These pillars are thick. This is me. You know what I'm saying? This is thick. It can hold a lot, I'm sure. And it's solid. So I'm not understanding why they need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 just along the front. Oh, I forgot about that. Angels or whatever is going on up there. And America had the audacity to put their name on this, like they are the ones that built this, or, you know? It says, Eternal Vigilance, the Prince of Liberty. Who are you, sir? I've been doing some research and like diving into a rabbit hole or whatever, and it brought me here. I want to see what is going on. The weight, yo. Like, what if they are actually giant? I'm only 5 foot nothing, okay? But I want you guys to see how big this door is. Like, what is the purpose of this, and this? There's no way that this is just to hold up this structure. You know what I mean? Like, what? These pillars are thick. This is me. You know what I'm saying? This is thick. It can hold a lot, I'm sure. And it's solid. So I'm not understanding why they need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 just along the front. Oh, I forgot about that. Angels or whatever is going on up there. And America had the audacity to put their name on this, like they are the ones that built this, or, you know? It says, Eternal Vigilance, the Prince of Liberty. Who are you, sir? I've been doing some research and like diving into a rabbit hole.